I'll have a medium fry and a soda.
Hey guys, Shelby Smith here, aka Sauce and Shelbs. Go ahead and give this video a like because I know you're gonna love it. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and if you're not new here, welcome back. Nice to see you. You're beautiful. Or handsome. Doesn't really matter to me.
Good job!
Woo!
Okay, hey guys, in this video I'm going to be turning myself into Voldemort, and I'm going to be showing you how to do it. So there's a kind of two-step process to this. I'm going to be showing you how I make prosthetics at home. So first what you'll need is a life cast of your face, or you can even use a mannequin head. This is baby Shelby. This is the life cast of my face. It is me, and I use her to build my prosthetics. So when I was first starting out doing makeup, special effects, I often got irritated that I would watch makeup tutorials and they would use pre-made prosthetics that they would buy online or at makeup shops like in LA that they have. I decided to go on the search on how to make prosthetics at home, and this is what I found out. I did this all just by teaching myself, watching YouTube videos, and it's really not that difficult. So I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these prosthetic molds, and then we will get into the video of applying it and turning into Voldemort. So first things first, I'm going to be putting on some gloves because I have fake nails on that are pretty long and I'd rather not get clay underneath them. That would be a pain to get off. This is just my big block of clay, and I'm going to be cutting off a portion of it, and we're going to be sculpting our Voldemort nose and probably eyebrow area. Okay, so the first part of the prosthetic making process is sculpting, and I personally really like this step. I like having fun with it. I like listening to music or watching a Netflix show and just really having a good time with it. So I'm slowly just adding pieces of clay onto my life cast of my face, and at first I'm trying to get the general shape of the nose, cheekbones, and brow bone area. And the clay I'm using is easier to shape when it's wet, so I'm just dipping my fingers in water as I sculpt. During this process, I'm also using a couple different pictures of Voldemort as reference pictures. Referencing a picture of Voldemort's side profile really helped me get the right shape of the brows and bridge of the nose area. Okay, so I had to take a quick break from sculpting, and started to rain, so now I'm inside, but I'm just gonna show you what I have. So it kind of looks like the Grinch. I'm getting those vibes with the nose, you know, but she's looking all right. I've been looking at a reference photo that's more of a side profile, and I need to kind of extend this little area. I don't even know what to call it. The bridge of the nose needs to expand more into the eye area, and then I need to build up the eyebrows more and bring them more droopy down towards the eyes. But other than that, she's looking good so far, I must say. So now that I've gotten the general shape down of the prosthetic, I'm focusing a lot more on the details, and I'm frequently looking at reference pictures at this point in the sculpting process. I'm also starting to really try to smooth out the whole sculpture to make it look more seamless and natural as possible. Okay, so I think I am done sculpting. It all looks pretty even. This eye socket is a little set back more than the other, but I wanted to keep them different just in case one side I liked better for, I don't know, like if I took pictures from one side and I preferred one side over the other. Thought it'd be cool to have like two different options to see what's most realistic, just kind of test it out. So I have some wrinkles on the forehead that I put in, the nostrils, and some smile lines. I don't know, he has these like weird smile creases right here like most people have. So I added those in there too. I doubt they will come up on the mold because they're very faint, but it gives me an idea of when I'm painting where they'd be too. Put more detail in the nose because he actually does have a bridge in his nose, even if you can't see it too well in some scenes. So he's done. In this next step, I'm building up a wall around my sculpt so that when I pour the plaster over it, it doesn't just run everywhere. There wasn't enough space on my life cast to just build up a wall using clay around it like I usually do, so I decided to use a piece of poster board as my wall to do this. I first made a little baby wall around my sculpt on my life cast. Then I started putting pieces of clay under the life cast. And once I had all the clay under my life cast sticking out the sides, I stuck the poster board into that clay and sealed it so no plaster would leak at the bottom. To do this, I just kind of wet my fingers and smushed the clay up the sides of the poster board and hoped for the best. The next step in our process is to start pouring the plaster. First, I prepped my life cast by spraying it with a releasant, and after that dried a little bit, I started stippling plaster onto my sculpture. Next, I started pouring the plaster and adding layers of burlap throughout it. When making larger prosthetic pieces, I like to use burlap to give a little extra support so it doesn't crack when I try to separate the negative mold from my life cast. Having a negative mold break when you were trying to take it off your life cast, honestly, it just breaks your heart a little bit. So if you're always questioning whether or not it will be strong enough to come off without cracking, just add some burlap, man. Might as well take that precaution. So I left my plaster to dry for a while, and now I'm just going right ahead and taking off my poster board wall and scraping away the clay from the sides of the life cast and the negative mold. Once I have the clay scraped away from the sides, you can just pop them apart and get to cleaning your life cast in your new negative mold. Okay, so I switched spots in my house. It is now the next day of this process, and I have cleaned out my negative mold, and I have also cleaned off my life cast on my face. Well, I put new Mod Podge on my life cast because the other stuff was peeling off.
Hey guys, what's up?
Making another appearance.
I have bacon in my mouth.
Okay, so I am now going to be doing the prosthetic making. It's gotten to this point. We have negative finished, so we can just do what we were trying to do in the first place. So I'm going to be using a gelatin mixture to make the prosthetic, and so you need water, gelatin, and glycerin. So you want to do equal parts of everything. So equal parts water, equal parts glycerin, equal parts of the gelatin powder. And then you have to use unflavored gelatin powder. This is just the Walmart brand, and it comes in little tiny packets. So I think I have a tablespoon of glycerin already in here. I'm gonna measure it out again because I had to go and buy more. And now I'm going to be doing 2 more tablespoons of glycerin. I'm gonna go get 3 tablespoons of water and put it in there, and I'll be right back.
I have to be quiet so that Shelby doesn't hear me. But please subscribe.
So now I'm gonna be putting in my 3 packets of the gelatin, and I need something to stir it with. So the trick of getting a really good gelatin mixture is just stirring it extremely well before you heat it up. And if you want to add coloring to it, you want to put the coloring in after you heat it up and not before, or else it'll separate weird and not heat up properly.
It looks awful.
And it smells so bad. Warning you now. What it should look like right before you heat it up. And I like to use plastic utensils to mix it with. That way, when you're working with it and it hardens, it gets to a point where you can't really use it anymore. You can just pop it back in the microwave with the utensil and not blow up anything. Okay, so I have my gelatin all heated up, and it took about 15 seconds to heat up. Now, how you do this is you have your negative mold that you made with the plaster, and you are going to pour it inside, and then you are going to put the life cast of your face also inside of it so it molds to your face. So I have taken a little break and I am back, and I'm going to release the face cast from my negative, and I'll show you how that goes. So I have to put on a bald cap, of course. It's Voldemort. He has no hair. I thankfully don't have that much hair, obviously. So it's not gonna be that hard for me. I think I'm gonna try to put my hair like in a little tiny hair tie just at the back of my head. Do like a little tiny bun. And I'm gonna be using some hairspray. By some, I mean a lot. I'm just slicking back the hair. I'm turning into Malfoy right now. That's what's happening. I'm gonna put the bald cap on in my bathroom. I'll explain it to you what I do to get it on. But this is my first time using a bald cap, so I have to kind of go in a bathroom where I can really see myself and not just in a tiny mirror. Okay, I'm back. And in that process, I also spilled glitter all over myself. So I'm just really thriving at this point. I put on the bald cap. It's not that great of a job. I left some hair showing by accident, but I'm just gonna paint it all white. I left it kind of messy up there. I wasn't being too careful because the prosthetic covers that anyway. So right now I'm just gonna cover my eyebrows in some chapstick that's like has Vaseline in it. Now for the prosthetic. I think I'm going to take some cotton balls and pull them apart and kind of put them on the perimeter of where the prosthetic is gonna go, just so that it has something to cling to, because whenever I've used gelatin when making prosthetics, they kind of have a problem clinging to the skin because it's a weird texture, you know, in that prosthetic. It's very smooth. So this is me with some cotton on my face, and I also lined some cotton in very, very thin strips on the back of this prosthetic. And now I'm just gonna be going over them with liquid latex. Hey! I look so funny. So after I've applied my prosthetic with liquid latex, I'm just jumping right into painting my whole face and prosthetic and bald cap and down my neck. Literally everything white. You know, you just gotta go for it. Dance along with it, listen to some good tunes, and just go to town with that white paint. But once I finished painting my whole face and everything, I'm just going ahead and powdering everything. And after everything is set with powder, I'm starting to apply black eyeshadow to my eyelids and in all the creases on my brow area and along the bridge of my nose. So now it looks like I've moved on from the eyes, and I'm taking a blue cream paint and I'm creating some veins coming down from the top of my bald cap onto my forehead. I'm making some pretty cute facial expressions while doing that. And then I'm taking that black eyeshadow and carving out those cheekbones, you know, taking that down my jawline, making an Adam's apple, and just dancing away as I do it, you know, having a good time. Let's see what else I do. I'm grabbing a red eyeshadow and I'm going to be putting that in the corner of my eyes, under my eyes, and I'm just looking at a reference picture of Voldemort and trying to get the colors where they need to be, and I'm just kind of winging it, you know? That's all I can do. Lastly, I'm just taking that black eyeshadow and I am touching up a couple different places on my eyelids and on the eyebrow creases, and then I'm gonna go put on some black clothes and turn into Voldemort. I'll have a video from